I've been thinking about you. I'm waiting for it all to come true. I'm longing to hear you say, you know that I miss us. I wanna be the one that you trust, 'cause you have stole my heart away. There can't be no other. Baby, I don't even bother whatever they have to say. My heart's already chose you. It's so scary thinking I can lose you, that you will turn and walk away. Maybe I win, maybe I lose, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. So what can I do? What can I do? Every day is getting harder. I'm begging you to choose me. So come and take my breath away. Come and take my breath away. Every day is getting harder. I'm begging you to choose me. I never thought I'd feel this way. I never thought I'd feel this way. Falling, yes.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Ngumalo. I do hope that you join us. That is, if you're new here and you just found us on this video, please make sure that you click that red subscribe button on the bottom. But that is if you enjoy the content that we serve in this channel. And also for everyone who has been here showing me love and support, please don't forget to smash that like button because it does help with the YouTube algorithm. So on today's video, we're going to be doing my monthly resets, as you've seen on the intro, or basically on the b-roll for the first part of this video, that we are going to be doing our February monthly reset. And I love this. I've been doing this since last year. I feel like they actually provide structure in my finances and also in my life, and also give me something to look forward to. And so if you haven't been doing this and you want to actually, you think that you would like to do them, I would really advise you to do them. Find a way that is more practical to you. For me, I still use the physical method, the writing out method. I do know that there's also the digital method, but I just feel like you have to find a system that works for you and then incorporate that in your lifestyle, because it does help you to improve your life drastically, especially when it comes to improving your finances. So with that being said, let us get into it. So the first thing that we are going to be doing is reflect. Before I didn't used to do this, but I think that it's important for me to actually reflect on the previous month, especially because this year, with the way that I set my goals and the intentions that I want for my life, especially from this year going forward, it is very important that I reflect so that I see where I am, especially because, I'm saying especially a lot, more importantly because the word for the year for me is healing. And so it's very important for me to actually reflect so that I can see if there are any improvements in the things that I'm doing. And so I have some questions here that I wrote for myself. I didn't find these anyway. I'm sure that someone has also used this, like, you know, there's nothing new under the sun. However, I just thought about the things that I want to achieve and what type of questions I would ask myself to see how far I have come. Okay, it's only been few weeks, obviously, but it's important that I look at. By the way, guys, if you hear any weird noise, let me just make that disclaimer. If you hear any weird noise, it's my daughter next to me. She's having some juice that has ice, and so I just need to make that disclaimer, because otherwise I'm gonna be saying stop it Nomcebo so many times. So the first question that I wrote here is how I felt about January. Well, January for me, let me just say first, the year didn't start the way that I had hoped it will, and it didn't start well. Even though it didn't start well, I still had a positive outlook that it can still be a good year, and I still believe that it is still going to be a good year. And how I feel about January is that it was not a long month. I know that people feel like January is a long month. I feel like when you have your finances in order in January, and also when you get paid earlier on in January, you don't feel like it's a long month. So for me, it wasn't a long month. It was a normal month. It was also a month where I started implementing a lot of habits that are targeted towards me and my personal growth, and more than anything, my self-care. And so it has been a good month. And also what I'm also proud of myself when it comes to January is that all the things that I had set for myself that I want to do in terms of habits, I've been doing, and I haven't been feeling like it is a chore as I'm doing them, which for me is a plus, because there's one thing trying to do your habits and feeling like it's just too much work and feeling like you have to push yourself. And then there's another thing where you feel like you have to do this. This is something that you enjoy, and also you do this for yourself. I always tell myself that mornings right now for me are for mommy. And I tell my daughter as well that mornings are for mommy. It's time for mommy to actually spend time to herself, because that is a time that I get to pour into myself. She's nodding her head because she knows that we did have the talk. Anyway, so I felt good about January. January was a good month overall for me, and also financially it was a good month. And then challenges in January, let me think about it. Challenges were more so work-wise, because as I'm acting in the position of an ASD, of an assistant director, there is more that is expected of me, and I'm also being pushed outside of my comfort zone. And for me, that has been a learning curve. It has been challenging, but in a very interesting way. I also realized that I like working with numbers. I find that working with numbers is very interesting. It keeps me, it keeps me on my toes. And I feel like as I'm moving forward with my career, I need to take that into consideration as I'm applying, that I would like to actually grow in a space whereby I am actually exposed to working with numbers more, even though they are quite tricky, because when I'm talking about numbers, I'm talking about money here, not just statistics. Yes, I do work with statistics as well, but I'm also talking about money here. And that can be very tricky. And as you climb the ladder in government and you are working with numbers, it is something that is very critical. I still want to work with numbers, work with statistics, and I want to keep in mind that yes, it's going to be challenging, but I'm looking forward to the challenge. What did I learn? I learned that when I set my mind into something, which is something that I've always known, like I'm that person that if I set my mind into something, I know that I can achieve it. But what I learned is that when I push myself and I dedicate myself and I'm very clear about why I'm doing something, for me, the why is very important. I learned that I can actually do what I set my mind into. Sometimes, as I said in the beginning before, that it's a different thing when you set habits and you do them, but you feel like you're being pushed, and then when you are actually doing your habits and you feel like this is something that you have to do for yourself and you don't feel like it's a chore. And so for me, I learned that when I'm clear about my why and I'm clear about my intentions, it is easier for me to work towards something. And I also realized that I'm a structure person. I love structure. My life has to have structure. When I don't have structure, or I don't set clear structure for myself, things just get a little bit confusing, So I am a person of structure, clear rules. Like, I'm a rule person. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I can say that. For the fact that I pay my TV license, for me, tells me that I'm a law-abiding citizen, So, yeah, man. So I'm the type of a person, and a lot of the things that I was implementing for myself in January really required me to have structure. Really showed, no, it did not even require me to have structure, showed me how much structure is important to me in order for me to do the things that I say I want to do. So it's the why and the structure. Those are all the questions that I set for myself in terms of reflecting. So we are going to open my journal. So we're just going to go to January and go through my goals and also my budget, and then we're going to get into February. But first, let us look into January. So that was my spread for January, which was absolutely beautiful. I am enjoying my journal. So when it comes to my goals, I had 4 categories: financial, personal, social media goals, and career. So we're going to start with financial, obviously. So my goal was to save an amount of 6,710. Now let me go to my budget and let me just see. Baby, can you go take the calculator for mama in the table?
Okay.
So I asked my daughter to get me the calculator because I want to calculate how much I actually saved. Let me just do that quickly. Okay, so for the month of January, I was able to save 6,210. Now I had set that I want to save 6,710. So when I minus that, I am short by 500 rands, which for me is not bad at all. I feel like this is a good thing, because as much as I set these goals, there's nothing wrong with not meeting your goals, so long as you set your goals and you work towards them. You rather work towards them and fall short than to actually not have any goals and have nothing to work towards. And that's a very dangerous place to be, by the way. Invest 500 on easy equities. As I'm talking to you right now, I haven't invested, and the reason why is because the money that I invest is the money that we do umholiswane with my sister, and she hasn't gotten paid because the month ends on Tuesday. So as soon as the money clocks into me, I'm going to do the right thing, which is to invest on easy equities. And so I'm going to give myself this. I'm definitely going to do this. There's no way around it. Cash stuff, generate envelopes and track my spending. I did this, and I'm sure you guys saw my video on cash stuffing. I enjoy my cash budgeting. I have so much clarity when it comes to my spending, and I'm going to go into detail about this when I do my cash stuffing for February, because this is not the place for it. But I must say that I am enjoying my cash budget. It is just a game changer for me. Then let's get into personal goals. So I have said here, implement habits such as exercise, meditation, waking up early, journaling, and drinking water. I can tell you that I did all of these things, and I think when it comes to exercising, there was a week where I did it every day. There was a week where I did it maybe 4 times, but it was averaging between 4 to 5 days a week. Now, my strategy when it comes to exercising, it's not for losing weight, but it's for just, there's something, I'm sure you guys know this, it's called releasing endorphins or whatever. But that is my goal when it comes to exercising, is to get my heart rate pumping, my body sweating, and those endorphins, that is the whole point of me exercising, because I feel like when I do that, it allows me to have so much clarity in the day, and it allows me to start my day well, and it makes me feel good. So for me, exercising is not about fitness goals that I want to be fit, I want to lose weight and what. If that happens, obviously those things will happen along the way, but that is not my goal. And that is why for me, I feel like waking up and actually exercising every morning hasn't been hard, because I know that it's not because I'm not putting pressure on myself to see this difference just because I'm exercising, but it's because I know that it makes me feel good. Like legit makes me feel good. On a day where I don't exercise, I feel a huge difference. Like last week on Friday, I didn't exercise, and guys, I was tired the whole day. When I actually wake up and exercise, and I wake up very early, by the way, I started waking up at 4:45. Now I wake up at half past 4. Even though I wake up so early, I normally have a lot of energy up until 2. That's, for me, is the time where I crash. But when I don't exercise in the morning, I find that the days are longer, I'm more exhausted, and I yawn the whole day. And so I felt the difference of not exercising. I've also been meditating. So normally after exercising, I just go ahead and meditate. I find that after my heart rate has been up, me coming down in terms of meditation feels very good and very relaxing. Waking up early, I've been doing very well with this. As I said, I started waking up at 4:45, and then I realized that I need more time, and so I actually shifted it to 4:30. So right now, that is where my alarm is at, and I'm fine with it. Honestly, I actually enjoy waking up before anyone else wakes up. I enjoy waking up when it's still dark. I enjoy actually the time of just being alone with my thoughts. Journaling, I've been journaling. I did not set myself to journal every day. I just told myself that at least once a week I need to journal. And so I've been doing that. Drinking more water, I've been doing that and been very, very intentional about it. And then read a book. I did not read a book because I didn't buy a book. Then let's get into social media goals. Social media goals, I said I want to gain 2,000 subscribers. I don't think that we gain 2,000 subscribers. I think maybe we might have just came close to, when I'll calculate at the end of this month, we might have just came close to 1,000 subscribers. But I will say that we started the month with 5,600, and I think we're going to close the month with 6,400. I'm just hoping, I'm crossing my fingers. I think we will close the month with 6,400. Let us do career growth goals. Check DPSA every Friday. I've been doing that because that's when the DPSA comes out. DPSA, by the way, is Department of Public Service and Administration. They are the department that are responsible for posting vacancies within government sector. So if you're looking for a job in government, you do need to familiarize yourself with DPSA and be a friend of that website. Every Friday, check it and make sure that you apply for posts that speak to you. And so apply for vacancies. I didn't apply for vacancies because in all the weeks that I've been checking, nothing spoke to me, nothing fit what I need. Update my CV. I didn't do this because I did not apply. So if there was a job that I was going to apply for, I was going to automatically update my CV to fit that job that I'm applying for. Now let us get into my budget. So as you know, I don't normally share my income, but as we are going forward, I will be sharing my other income, but just not my 9-to-5 income. When it comes to my savings, I did say that I saved 6,210. I think that is it, 6,210. And then I had said that what had changed on my savings, that I had said that I wanted to save 2,000 for the building fund. It happened that I could see that I could actually put more, and that is why I ended up saving 2,500. And then when it goes to my YouTube expenses, they're fairly the same, like they didn't change. And then weekly allocation. So what I realized about my weekly allocation is that I need to make changes. So before 1,000 rand could get us, a lot of things, but now with my daughter being at school, like a formal school, and she carries lunchbox, it actually requires us to buy lunchbox things every weekend, and so that does cost a little bit. And so I just need to be practical of that as we go forward. And then let's go into my monthly expenses. When it comes to my monthly expenses, a lot of things were under budget, like a lot of things. Like one of the things that I was so happy about is my water and electricity. So normally on my water and electricity, I would pay around 900 and something, 1,000, 1,002, depending on what season we are in. And so I had budgeted 1,000 for January. And then the bill came as 657. Guys, you don't know how happy I was, because it's so nice when you over budget than when you under budget. So it came to 657 when I had budgeted 1,000, and my rates and levies were also under. I budgeted 980. They came back as 930. Almost everything that I had budgeted here came down cheaper than what I actually initially budgeted for, which is a good thing. It is a good thing. Now let us get into my February reset.
I'm falling, those blue memories start calling, but you can take it all away. 'Cause I am yours forever. No one can love you better. Tell me, is it you and me now? Maybe I win, maybe I lose, but nevertheless I'm in love with you. So what can I do? What can I do?
February is called the month of love, Valentine's and all the stuff, even though I don't celebrate that. But I think it was the right thing to do, to actually have a theme that is more so on a red side, on a, something romantic, because it's more so about flowers and all the stuff. So this is my spread, very simple, proud of this, beautiful in my eyes. It's beautiful. So, and also still minimal, by the way, it still reflects me. So here I actually have this quote that from the stickers that I have for February, and it says, pick the rose of life today and don't wait for tomorrow. And then it goes on to say, a man is a plant that makes thoughts bloom and bear fruit. Just like rose in rose tree, apple tree is full of apples. I just loved this quote because it does show that it just shows that what we set our intentions on, it actually grows, it multiplies. So what you think about, what you pour your energy in, it multiplies and it grows. And so if you actually set clear intentions and you drive your energy towards things that actually serve you, you find that those are the things that actually grow and multiply and actually end up bringing a lot of joy in your life. And so I actually like this, and I thought, let me just take this with me as I start February and let it be a reminder for me that what I put on my thoughts and the things that I entertain are the things that are going to grow, whether they're negative or positive. So I just need to be mindful of the things that I pour my energy into. Let us get into our goals. This is our goals right here. So financial goals, I actually want to save and invest an amount of 6,710. These are going to remain the same. And the reason why it's going to remain the same every month when it comes to goal setting, it's because, as you remember, you guys, when I set my goals and then I did my goals grid right here. So in my goals grid, I broke down my goals up until monthly. And so I know that monthly I need to save how much. And that is why for me, it is very clear that every month is going to be the same. Because if I want to actually reach my big goal, I need to make sure that I save this much money. And so my goal here is to save 6,210. Pick assets to invest on easy equities and invest 500. I think once I've started the first round of my investment, I'm just going to make sure that I'm strategic. I'm going to make sure that I'm strategic. And then what I'll do is for the first 5 months, I'll just invest for the same assets. Or no, I'll do it in quarters. The first 3 months, I'll just focus on that. And then the following month, the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, I just want to make sure that I don't spread my money too much, especially because this is 500 rands. And so I just want to make sure that I focus for 3 months and then focus for another 3 months and so on. Reconcile my January to February spending. So I actually need to go back to my budget, to my cash budget, and actually reconcile my spending for the month and just make sure that I'm clear. If there's any way where I saved, I take that money towards the December savings. Cash stuff for February that I'm going to be doing after I get paid after the 15th. And then personal goals. My goal here is to continue with my self-care habits, which is moving my body, meditation, journaling, drinking water, and waking up early. So these are the things that I'm going to be doing, that I'm going to continue doing, and I'm already tracking them on the planner that I have for work. There's actually a tracker there, so that is where I do it. That is why I don't do it here. For me, my bullet journal is more so for goals and budgeting. And then buy a book and read it. Previous month I said read a book. I don't know what I meant when I say read a book when I did not even buy one. So my goal this month is to buy the book, then read it. And then the last thing for my personal goals is to do my nails. So this is more so also just doing something for myself. For social media goals, I want to reach 7,500 subscribers. As we are talking, we have 6,300 and something, and I'm hoping that we're going to finish off February with 7,500. And then post minimum 4 reels in IG. I've been doing very well when it comes to, not very well, I've been doing much better when it comes to posting on Instagram. I've been trying to post more, like creating content and just posting more. And I want to push myself also next month, minimum of 4 reels. And then I have my tracker here for YouTube. And then for my career goals, check the PSA once a week, which is something that is mandatory. And then also apply for vacancies that meet my requirements. So those are my goals for February. Now let us get into our February budget. So what I changed here when I was actually making my budget was, remember when I was doing this yesterday, I was like, okay, maybe I can share this part of my income, but not my 9-to-5 income. So YouTube pays me monthly, but I get paid after the 2023. It comes in after the 23 sometimes. So I got paid last month and I got paid 1,700. Now, because I had already paid for things for my YouTube expenses with the earnings that I got in December, what I decided to do is when I get paid, like I got paid in January, that money is going to service the February. Then when I get paid in February, it is going to service the cost of March. That is how I'm going to roll it. And so the money that I got paid in January, I got paid I think around the 23rd or 24th. It was 1,700, and I'm putting it here as income. And then other income, which is 3,700. And then let's get into my savings. My savings are going to be fairly the same. The only thing that is going to be two things are going to be changing. It is going to be my building fund. I'm going to be pushing myself this month because my daughter is already in school, so we don't have to be spending a lot for school now. So I'm going to be saving 3,500 in February. That is my target. And then another thing that I added, which we didn't have here, is birthdays. Now, birthdays, as I said, my daughter's birthday is coming up this month, which is February, and my partner is also coming up soon. Mine is following my partner immediately after my partner, but it's different months. And so I just need to make sure that I save for birthdays. Otherwise, birthdays are going to come and then I'm not going to have money to, if I want to buy a gift or whatever. So I'm putting here for birthdays for this month, particularly this month, 500, because it's just for my daughter. And then next month I will see how much I'm going to budget. I'm also going to budget for my birthday as well. So in total, the savings for this month the budgeted savings should be 7,700, which is way more than what I intend on my goals, which is more than what I intended on my goals. Still fine, and I'm really hoping that we do save this or more. And then epidemic sound for YouTube, my expenses they stay fairly the same, or they don't stay fairly the same, because epidemic sound, I no longer have the discount, so I'm going to be paying the full price. I don't know what's the full price going to be, but I just put 270. If it's more, it's fine, we'll just add. Canva stays the same. Apple, I added more money, so I made it 150. And then I also have savings for the camera. So in the money that I'm going to get paid from YouTube, my goal is some of that portion is going to go towards expenses, and whatever that is left, I'm going to be saving it for the camera. So in total, it's 1,630, which is less than the money that I got paid, but it's fine. We'll just top up on that. It's fine. It will just go on savings. Weekly allocation, what I'm changing right now is, as I said, that I realized that with the lunchbox things, they are costing, and just things are expensive, and so 1,000 does not really give us all the things that we need sometimes. So what I'm going to be doing is week 1 I'm going to allocate 1,400, week 2 1,000, week 3 1,200, and week 4 1,000, which makes it 4,600. And then when you go to my monthly expenses for water and electricity, I'm still going to put 1,000. It just feels good when I get a bill and it's lower than that. So we'll put 1,000. And the reason why it was 600 and something last month is because I was not here majority of the time because of the festive season. But now that we are here, it might be more. So 1,000, I feel like it's a safe place. And then what else did we change here? Okay, I added Uber and Bolt. Before I didn't have this, but I realized that I use this a lot. So I had not budgeted for this, and so I had been using money for like petrol, for the bus, and so on. And so what I decided to do going forward is that I'm going to budget for it. And so for this month, I'm going to be budgeting 1,000. And then I'm still going to have the bus still remaining as 500. And then school pictures, my daughter's they took pictures, and so I have to pay. We have to pay for that. Me still there. So, and then the last thing that I have is bank charges. So I put here Capitec and FNB. Now I never used to budget for this, and I felt like, you know what, this month let me be practical. Let me budget for these charges because they are there. They come in every month. And so sometimes, especially with my FNB, when I actually don't budget for them, I put exactly the exact amount that has to go out in these things. The charges end up eating on the money that is supposed to be allocated for the expenses that I'm supposed to pay for. So to mitigate that, what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be allocating charges amount for that, and majority of this 250 is going to go towards F&B. So 150 will go towards F&B. My charges at F&B, they're around 130, 120 there, but they're over 100 rands, that's for sure. And then for Capitec, I'll put 100 rands. So that is it when it comes to my February budget. So we have done my February goals. We have looked at my February goals. We've also looked at my February budget, and I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. So with that being said, I'm going to close this video right here. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you are going to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you are not subscribers yet, please make sure that you joined us. We'd love to have you. I'll see you on the next one. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.
Choose me, so come